How incredible is that? Welcome in. Hello. All right, it is late into the evening. It is 10:22 Eastern Standard Time. I had to jump on here. Eventually, at some point tonight, I'll get a couple hours of sleep. It's Kelly Golden. We are broadcasting live on air, live online. And that epic video I share with you because South Carolina remains Trump country. No huge surprise, probably, for so many of you here in South Carolina. Although we have seen in Charleston County, our last election in the first congressional race, turn a little purple and go blue, actually. And we're looking at incumbent Joe Cunningham's race here this evening. Nancy Mace is pulling ahead for the first time tonight. We're just under 50% of the vote that's not called yet. There are important races that have been called, which is why I'm jumping on. And y'all have to excuse me if my eyes are all around here this evening because I want to be sure to get the very latest information from our TV partners, Live 5 News, because we've had a decent amount of races already called. Lindsey Graham, big deal. Lindsey Graham is the winner tonight. That has already been called by the Associated Press with over 55% of the vote. I think that was less than 50% reporting. So he handily won tonight, despite all of the hundreds of millions of dollars. I feel like it was like $100 million at one point, I heard, that was being dumped into this race, which was insanely scary. But Lindsey Graham has secured that Senate seat. This is a big deal. Now, across the country, to be continued. And while Trump, let me just say this, has won South Carolina, the vote when it comes to the Electoral College and the popular vote are really jockeying back and forth, quite opposite than what we saw years ago when it came to Queen Clinton, who won the popular vote, and Donald Trump, who won the Electoral College. Right now, we're seeing opposite. Donald Trump is winning the popular vote, and we've got Joe Biden winning the Electoral College, which makes me very nervous because this is a race at this point tonight to 270. And last check, I saw, 109 to the president and 129 to Joe Biden. So I don't like seeing that. That makes me nervous. A lot of people ask me, what do you think? That makes me nervous. The popular vote clearly is fantastic. At the end of the day, it is all about the Electoral College, and we know that. So race to 270. So far, Biden is at about 129. Back here at home in the Low Country, let me see if I can switch my view here for a second. Y'all give me 1 second here. All right, here's what I wanted to pull up tonight. So our TV partner, Live 5 News. If you're just tuning in, thanks for hanging on. Kelly Golden jumping on here. It's, approaching 10:30 at night. We knew tonight's election was going to go on for potentially days. Important races that have already been called and important things to note are actually scrolling here across the screen. Some things I'll point out. Some shockers, frankly, like the Charleston County Sheriff's race. It looks like Sheriff Al, who's held his post since, he's an 8-term. If you could consider a sheriff's office position a term, he's an 8-time sheriff in Charleston County, and he has been trailing the entire night. He's the incumbent. He's been in, power position, whatever it is, as sheriff in Charleston County for 8 since 1998, if we're counting back here. So the fact that he is trailing behind is a huge deal, especially in Charleston County, given the fact that the looting and rioting that we saw on May 30th, so many folks looked to the county versus the city of Charleston, which frankly had in my opinion, lack of leadership from a law enforcement perspective and from a lawmaker perspective. And a lot of folks see Sheriff Al as sort of the saving grace in any kind of civil unrest that we may see, given who becomes, quite frankly, folks, the president of the United States. So this is a big deal. We are looking at Sheriff Al at this point, again, trailing the incumbent here this evening. So that is, as the president would say, huge. We have a victory for Tom Rice in the congressional races. Tom Rice represents more of the Myrtle Beach area. If you want to go Georgetown up in the congressional races, huge news for Nancy Mace. She continues in the last hour to pull away with what looks like and hopefully is a potential victory here tonight. Congressman Clyburn, he's back for another term for the 6th Congressional District. For me, I personally say unfortunately, but no real surprise there. Joe Wilson, remember, you lie! Everybody yelled out, you lie! When Barack Obama was speaking, current president at the time. Joe Wilson is on for a victory here tonight. All right, so we're getting an update on screens, refreshing every 2 minutes, where the president has, here we go. It's interesting. I don't know if their electoral vote is dragging behind here from our TV partner Live 5 News, but it's got Biden at 131 and the president at 98, and that has not moved for a while. What's interesting is the popular vote, and in South Carolina, the president, handily took South Carolina, remains red. Lindsey Graham's race, 56% to 43%. It's pretty sad. I see that Bill Bledsoe actually got almost 17,000 votes. For Nancy Mace, she's approaching 110,000, a 52% vote at about 44% reporting this morning or this evening. Oh my gosh. Eventually I'll get it together. But that's good news for her. Great news. And let's see what else to talk about here. Aside from the fact that the president is trailing in the Electoral College, that is a concern. Also a concern that Charleston County Sheriff this evening, as an incumbent and an 8-term one at that, is trailing behind as well. And we'll see here. It's very odd. I noticed Colleton County this evening, if you're looking at your screen, has had 0% reporting all evening long. I see 100% reporting in Dorchester County for LC Knight with a 61% victory there this evening. And, it's very odd and interesting how some of these numbers and the percentages are coming in. I've been getting messages all night long from people who are saying, Kelly, how could they call this so quickly? Why is it 100% here and not so much there? So interesting. Here's the popular vote, 50% to the Donald and 48% to Joe Biden, 48%. Biden's still leading in the Electoral College. Very interesting that the scripts are flipped here in 2020 with the incumbent President Donald Trump winning the popular vote, where last time around we saw Queen Clinton winning the popular vote, and Joe Biden with the Electoral College for the win. Now, remember, it's 270. This is the race to 270 of a 538 Electoral College vote. So keep that in mind because we want you to be able to rest easy here tonight. Nancy Mace's race is still at about 44% with Congressman incumbent Democrat Joe Cunningham. So it's a tight race, but she's pulling ahead, and she seems to be pulling ahead with more votes as we check in here tonight. So we will also, let's see here, our TV partner Live 5 News, they continue to bring us speeches and more. So I'm going to check out their alert desk here and make sure that if they've got something we can grab. Sometimes they just have a live mic and they don't realize.
Jackson, you out.
Oh, here we go.
My friend, that's the baseball rule. And nobody should live their lives by baseball rules.
What?
And Jimmy is not going to live his life by any baseball rules or any other rule. He's going to live his life committed to this country, to this state, and to our human race. I want to congratulate him for a great race. In fact, all of you, for all you did to help him run that race. And as many of you know, I was born and raised in the Boston's. And Jamie loves to recite our state's motto. So a lot of people don't know it, but South Carolina has two mottos. While I read, I hope it's the one that Jamie has fallen in love with. But our second motto is prepared in mind and resources.
Never heard that before.
And that is who and what Jamie Harrison is. Prepared.
He's lost.
In mind, and you have provided.
Why
resources.
is Congressman?
And so he is the true embodiment of what this state.
Has anyone told him that he lost?
And he is going to stay engaged in the political process.
Oh, we're not.
He is going to demonstrate.
Here's the hat tip that Jamie Harrison isn't going away.
People, but to these United States, what goodness is all about.
Okay.
I often recite a little phrase that's attributed to Alexis de Tocqueville. I don't know if de Tocqueville ever said it. Some people say he didn't. But someone sent me results of their Google today, which said that he did say. It said that de Tocqueville came to this country looking for the magic that made this country what it is.
My.
And he said it was not until we went into our places of worship that he found what this country was all about. And he came to the conclusion that America is great.
Yes, we know. We're trying to keep America great. Congressman Clyburn.
America will cease to be great. Jamie Harrison.
Lost tonight. Someone needs to tell you.
Of this great country. And what he's done.
Oh, my word.
What he's done.
He lost tonight.
Allow us to take a step toward restoring goodness.
What?
In our governmental process.
Where's the camera
and
going?
By that, we will maintain the greatness of what this country is all about. So thank you all so much.
Okay, is the loser going to get up on the stage and talk? Because we're not going to take this, y'all.
He is on his way here.
Sorry.
Called,
oh, look. He doesn't even know he's there.
To concede the race. And let me just say,
he doesn't know he's there.
Political son, how proud I am of him and how proud this state is of the race that he ran.
Okay, he lost, so... Oh, boy. Yeah. What do you think he's going to say about losing?
Hey, folks. I love all of you guys.
I had $100 million to win, and I still lost.
So much. Now, this is the thing is...
Oh, bless him. Oh, you can't do a speech without a teleprompter?
Maybe he's on the other side too.
This is why you lost.
There we go.
Yeah, you can't speak without the teleprompter.
God, I can't tell you how good it is to see all of you.
Let me try to stretch because I don't know what to say off the cuff.
All of you. So thank you for being here.
Look at this mess. Still looking for the words in the teleprompter.
While I breathe, I hope.
Oh, there it is.
While I breathe, I hope.
I don't know. I don't know how much of this we can take.
I'm still breathing.
Yeah, we can see that.
I still have hope. You know, our state motto rings true, even on a day like today.
When you lost?
We did something incredible here in South Carolina, folks.
Spent a lot of money?
We proved that public office is not a lifetime job, and that people are willing.
Did this man win and I didn't get notified?
We proved that there's no such thing as red and blue states.
Because it's
The
like he's
American
giving a
people are
speech that he
far more
won.
intelligent and complex than colors on a map
What on
would have you
earth?
believe. We proved that a new South is rising.
Is he giving a campaign speech for next time?
Tonight only slowed us down. But a
Oh,
new South with leaders
there it
who
was. He
reflect
lost.
the community and serve the interests of everyone will be here soon enough.
What?
I like to congratulate Senator Graham on a hard-fought
Oh, okay.
And a long
There it
career
was.
in
You lost. Okay.
You know,
Because it
Senator
seemed
Graham
like an
and I may have
acceptance
our
speech. Okay.
but I hope he will maintain the spirit of cooperation he's known for
Oh,
while we take a step forward
giving him
in
some
creating
props.
a new South that is so possible.
We don't need a new
I'd like to
South.
thank my wife, Marie, and our sons.
Wow.
Now, anybody with young kids know that it's a little late right now, and school is tomorrow. So Marie stayed home with the boys, and she so wanted to be.
Lord, this is putting me to sleep, y'all. Okay, he
Yeah,
lost.
They did more than just support this kid.
Okay, so for now, we will click back around here. Give me a second, and I'll jump back in here with some of the latest when it comes to precincts reporting on the first congressional race. All eyes on Nancy Mace and others. Hang on. All right. I just couldn't take any more of that. It was an acceptance speech, and he lost. So okay. So if you're just tuning in, just to recap here this evening, and I'm gonna cut out here soon because who knows how long it's going to take to get. I mean, 24% some of these races are at. Nancy Mace and the Cunningham race is at 45% reporting. She's at 51% to his 49. She continues to pull away. She's over 131,000 votes. Clyburn's won this evening. Shocker yet again. Tom Rice, and Joe Wilson. These are very important congressional races. Holding on to the congressional stronghold when it comes to South Carolina and conservatives in DC, which is great. What is huge though this evening, you're seeing on your screens, is the Kristen Graziano, the Democrat incumbent to Republican Al Cannon. She is 52%. Now it's at 25% reporting. So let's not get too crazy here, but I'm not sure what the lag time is on the 25% reporting, other than the fact that we knew LC Knight, you see there, has won re-election in Dorchester County as sheriff. We knew that this evening we were going to see a lag in a lot of places. There's drama tonight in Dorchester County, over 13,000 votes. When you went and you voted, if you early voted like myself or voted today and scanned your ballot, there was some problems with the scanning of the ballots, and over 13,000 of them in Dorchester County. The ballots that they printed out were not being received by the final machine. If you remember feeding your ballot in, final ballot there was not being received. So they will be counted. 100% will be counted. And that's a good thing, by the deadline to have all the votes cast. So South Carolina Election Commission is confirming that, which is a great thing. I appreciate your comments tonight. I do not see them yet, but I appreciate that. So again, 45% reporting in the first congressional race, and we've got Nancy Mace up 51 to Joe Cunningham's 49%. That's a big deal. Jim Clyburn handily won his re-election bid, 61%. John McCollum, I should say, 38%. garnered almost 63,000 votes. He can thank, I'm assuming, for a lot of people voting straight ticket red, thanks to that support to Donald Trump. Again, we continue to watch. It's only 25% reporting, but with a 52-48% margin over Charleston County Sheriff Al Cannon, his Democrat opponent tonight is continuing to lead in the race. So that's going to change. 25% is, well, a fourth of those reporting. I don't know why it's taking so long to bring in those votes when in Dorchester County, we already know at 100% reporting tonight that you could see there the Dorchester County Sheriff won re-election. So we're going to continue to follow all of this. Know that our live on-air coverage continues till 1 o'clock in the morning this morning. I hope to be sleeping a few hours here tonight because I am live again, 6 to 9 a.m. on 94.3 WSC. And I can't wait to hear from you. It was such a spirited, exciting day today with a beautiful, even though it was freezing, morning to start election day. Was it Tell Me Something Good Tuesday? Those two colliding was a glorious thing. And to have all of the spirited folks calling in, literally camping out 3 o'clock in the morning to be the first in line. We heard from some first in line folks throughout the Tri-County who were signing off their signatures that there was an empty ballot box. Who knew? I've never been first in line. And that's what they do. So you sign off and say, yeah, the ballot box is empty. How cool is that? But some folks we heard from throughout the day today on a Tell Me Something Good Tuesday. And of course, election 2020 as our decision 2020 coverage continues. Were folks that were in line for an hour, 2 hours. That changed throughout the day to cast their votes day of. I still haven't checked in with my own parents to find out. I haven't had a second to do so, to see how their in-person voting went. My mother and stepfather were adamant about voting today in person. So many were, and that is completely understandable. Weird. I'm just looking at the screen here and I see in Colleton County, they still have 0% reporting. Something is going on in Colleton County, whereas we've got 100% reporting for LC Knight as a Republican sheriff being reelected. Very odd. Georgetown County Sheriff also reelected, 100% reporting, Carter Weaver. The national popular vote remains solidly with the president, 50% to Joe's 48%. What concerns me, of course, is the Electoral College. We see Joe Biden with 131. You see here on the screen, might be kind of small. Let's see if I can make it bigger here. Look at this. So it's not that much bigger. Sorry. So Trump handily wins South Carolina. No big surprise there. The fact that Joe Biden has 131 to Trump's 108. The interesting thing about this tonight, so that you can rest easy this evening if you have to dip out of this coverage a little bit like I do here live online, that Donald Trump continues to raise in the Electoral College votes, whereas Joe Biden remains pretty stagnant. So hopefully that will give you some peace here this evening. I do appreciate you checking out the coverage here this evening. I'm going to log off. Any huge breaking stuff is going to, of course, be covered here. Also at 943 WSE. Be sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be sure you're following me right here on social. You can follow me 943WSE.com/Kelly. And we're live tomorrow, 6 to 9 a.m. And I sure do hope you will tune in. Thanks so much for joining me tonight.